Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube video. Thank you all so much for joining me today. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I became a luxury real estate agent at the age of 22. So if this resonates with you guys and you are excited, make sure you guys go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and let's get into the get ready with me / how I became a luxury real estate agent at 22. So how did I become a licensed luxury real estate agent in 2 states at the ripe age of 22? I'm gonna be starting off today with our Hangover RX primer. This is my favorite primer. I feel like it seals my pores. Like, my makeup goes on really seamless when I use this. I feel like it prevents me from getting acne, which is something that I also really care about. I love my skin, come on, from one baddie to another. First off, my dad is a real estate agent, and I think that kind of changes the narrative a bit. Why I got my license at a younger age was because I had an interest in this for a while now. I've been using the Anastasia brow definer color dark brown. I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur at a very young age, and seeing my dad like work for himself in that way and like be very successful and getting clients and stuff, and like I was always very intrigued by like the line of work that he was doing when I was more in the arts field at the time, and I still like do music and stuff, but I was super intrigued. I was like, okay, he owns his time, like he's like helping other people get homes and houses. So I was like, I want to do this. One day my dad took me to his brokerage. I was like, this is where I need to be at. When he took me to his brokerage, I was literally just like, oh my gosh, like I feel at home. Like, this is so cool. Like it was like you get your own desk, you get your own office. You know, like it was just really cool to me. And so I basically, at the age of like 19, I was like, I want to get my real estate license. Let me finish my eyebrows real quick. It's hard to talk and do your brows at the same time. I don't know how people do this. They'd be like, anyway, I decided, I was like, I'm gonna get my real estate license. We're gonna be going in with the NARS. This is in the shade Truffle. I was like, I'm gonna get my license. So the way that my dad had did it, and he gave me advice on how to do it. I like live in Pennsylvania, but he was like, get your New Jersey license first, because then you can take the reciprocal exam, which means you can take a second exam for another state with way less questions. So I went and I started to study for my New Jersey license, and that was a really cool experience. But it was very challenging because I'm not a person who fails a lot in life. Like, I'm not. You know why? Because I go above and beyond for anything that I do. I've never did real estate before. It took me, I think, 3 times to take the test. It took a lot of time studying. I studied all the time. Like, I was studying all day, every day. This was back in the pandemic too that I got my license. So I had to take classes for the real estate school in New Jersey online, literally 9 to 5, like 2 weeks straight, and then I had to pass an exam at the end of that. But I passed, thank goodness. I just spent a lot of time studying and dedicating, staying focused on the classes itself. And then after that, you have to pass a state exam in order to even take the reciprocal exam for the state I was even in. Once I had passed the class exam, I spent all of my time studying and the actual textbook to try to pass my New Jersey exam. And New Jersey is not easy when it comes to law, in my opinion. I'm gonna go in now with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter foundation in the shade 40. I was studying to pass that exam. It took me 3 times to pass. It was difficult. It was definitely challenging. The first time, I think I like failed by literally like a normal amount of like points. So I was like, okay, like I genuinely just need to keep studying and like learn it better. The second time I took my exam, guys, I literally failed by 1 point. 1 point. I was pressed. Because it was like a 4-hour test. It was so long and it was so draining, and I took every single like piece of that time to like pass my exam. By the 3rd time I passed, and I was super happy about that, right? So then, you know, I chose a brokerage. Of course, I just chose the brokerage my dad was at the time, which is Keller Williams, which is nice. Like, I like Keller Williams a lot. I really do like them. I feel like they're really great when it comes to new agents, and I was a new agent at the time. Mind you, this is like in 2021. I passed my exam and got my first license, my real estate license with New Jersey. Fast forward to 2022, I took a break from real estate for a while to really just settle in as an adult and like get myself a little bit situated. And I started a second business, my intuitive tarot reading business, in the meantime, which is really amazing and very successful as it is. So I'm very grateful for that. I licensed when I was 20 at the first time, and then 21, I was like, you know what? I want to go back and start focusing on getting my Pennsylvania license. Because remember, the original point and reason for me to get my license in New Jersey in the first place was to get my reciprocal license, but I took a break for a while. So I was like, okay, we're gonna get back into it. So by that point, I just basically made the decision. I was like, okay, like I'm gonna study every day, like all day again, to try to get my Pennsylvania license. And before I move forward, we're gonna get back in with the NARS concealer, conceal the face a little bit. I started studying in April of 2022. And I literally spent like my mornings studying because I had a day-to-day routine. Like I was still doing my intuitive tarot reading business, right? I was still doing other things for myself, self-care, growing, cooking 3 times a day. I was starting a really healthy routine at the time, so I was very happy about that. We're also gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty matchsticks and espresso to contour my face. Let's go ahead and get that going. But yeah, I started studying all the time for that. And by that point, I started to be like, okay, you know what? If I do real estate, I want to be a luxury real estate agent. It's my league. Like I'm a luxury gal. Like I want to work with houses within a certain price point as well. Luxury is just who I am as a woman. Like I'm a Taurus, okay? Like we're gonna go luxury. Okay, so at that point I was more so focused on just getting the license in Pennsylvania. So I was like really scared to take the test because I didn't want to fail again like the first few times. So I was really dedicated to pass the first time. I ended up taking the exam in October. Mind you, I started studying in April because I was literally like, no, I want to master this. And I spent like every morning for at least 2 to 3 hours studying literally every single day, April to October. And I was really trying to master it because it's a whole textbook. I had to teach myself from scratch. It was like a year since I had passed my original exam. Laura Mercier powder, just the lightest powder. I prefer this one. It's translucent. Fast forward to October, I decided to take my exam and I set the test and I was really nervous and I just was like, you know what? We're just gonna go for it. Whatever happens, happens. I ended up passing the exam the first time. I was literally so happy. I was like, oh my gosh. The thing that changed about like being younger versus now with my real estate is like, I didn't feel like I take it as seriously the first time because for me, it was more so like, oh, this is fun. Let me try this. And I really want to do this versus like now I was like, okay, I actually want to become a luxury real estate agent. I really like painted out the picture of who I wanted to be as an agent. And I was way more dedicated. So like this really meant everything to me, like even more. I remember like seeing the pass, but like the green pass, like picture and literally just like being so relieved because mind you, y'all, I've been studying since April and then trying to get my Pennsylvania exam originally since 2021 and I passed October of 2022, which is like a few months ago. Something important to mention was before this, I was already like branching out and putting myself out there and like trying to get opportunities with the Keller Williams that was around me. I've been only using blush a little bit more recently, but I like it. It like puts a lot of color in my face. If you're a black woman, use like orange blush. Like I didn't realize, I saw it on TikTok. I was like, this changed my life. It's so cute. Go back with the contour. I use like these 2 shades together to like contour my cheeks. I had already been branching out and talking to potential brokerages about like joining them and like moving forward with them, and I had been in conversation for a while. And by the time I passed, I literally just called that brokerage up, Keller Williams, and I talked to the team leader and I was like, hey, like I just passed my exam. And he immediately connected me with a luxury real estate team. Was like, I really like them and I think that you would do really great with them. And he was like saying like he wants me to have an interview with them. And mind you, something very important to note is that I had already been branching out and looking for opportunities before I even passed my test and my exam the second time. So it's just important to remember that and to put yourself out there and don't limit your opportunities from when you think you're ready to like already be putting your foot in the door. And that's what I did different, which got me that opportunity. He set me up for an interview with them, and the team, Venture Philly Group, which is a luxury real estate team. One of my friends had already been on that team, so she already talked to me about this team before, so I had an idea of who they were, and I really liked them because she really liked them, so I was like, okay, this is super cool. And it was also great to have connections of people who do the things that you do, even if it's online, because she's more of an online friend. At this point, now I'm gonna go in and do some highlight, okay, with this beautiful, shiny highlight eyeshadow color right there. I had this interview with them and it was super cool, and I basically talked to them and passed a few rounds of interviews with them, and they really liked me. I really liked them. I was really looking to see if I liked them, which I liked them a lot. And from there, like we did a couple in-person interviews, and basically like they accepted me onto their team, and they were very impressed with like who I was as a person, my personality, my work ethic, like my background, the fact that my dad was a real estate agent, I definitely believe helped a lot, just because like it showed that I was serious. And like I think like one thing that I had to recognize is that my age does not matter. when it comes to success. Like if you can carry yourself like you belong in a room, then you're gonna get the opportunities that you're meant to have. Like never limit yourself. I could have easily been like, no, I'm just not ready, like I'm just too young. And if you have a mindset like that, then you're selling yourself short, because I even go for the opportunity in the first place if you're gonna tell yourself no, you know? So I just was making sure to never tell myself no. And I definitely was a little nervous, not to say I wasn't nervous, but I was like, all right, well, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. If it's not this opportunity, it's another. And I think like that abundance mindset really helped me when it came to like getting this opportunity and like being open to receiving it, and you know, just putting myself in a position of success in that way. So when I had the event interviews with them, one thing that I really led with was this really professional tone, and just like trusting who I was and trusting that I wouldn't have had the opportunity in the first place if I wasn't ready for it. So it was really cool. And mind you, I had worked with my dad in real estate before. That's one thing I wanted to mention, is like I'm not like out here completely a newbie per se. In my own way, I was letting them know I was branching out for the first time on my own, and they understood and liked that. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Urban Decay All-Nighter Spray and just put a little more moisture in my face. This looks a little dry. Love that. From that point, I just made sure that I was like showing up to all of the trainings, like actually going out of my way to have like meetings with my mentors, learning as much as I possibly could. So grateful that they took me onto their team to this day. I really appreciate them. It was really nice. Okay. Yes. All right, almost done. I'm just gonna go in with this lip color. This is the Iconic London lip. I think this is it's like a lip plump. I just got it for Christmas from my parents. Let's see. I like that. I like that a lot. On the makeup today. Yes. So cute. This is basically how I became a luxury real estate agent at the age of 22. I was really focused and really dedicated on working hard, pushing myself to the next level, and I made it a personal dream and goal. I remember literally having videos. I might insert them because I look crazy in them, but I might insert them here, of like me being like, I'm gonna be a luxury real estate agent. And I remember back then just seeing it as only a dream, and like now I'm actually living it. And it's just crazy to see like I'm actually here now. So you can accomplish and be anything you want to be in this lifetime. Like if you just keep it pushing and you just keep working hard, and you know, nobody can tell you no but yourself. That is the story of how I became a luxury real estate agent at 22 and my Get Ready With Me. I hosted my first open house by myself like 2 days ago on Sunday. So it was super cool, super amazing. And I'm just so grateful to be able to be in a position I'm at the age that I'm at. But I honestly feel like with great power comes great responsibility. So I want to be here influencing others to do the same. If you guys have any other questions, make sure you comment down below in the comments. Anything you want to know about my journey, and we can go ahead and get into it. But my name is Ambria. Thank you guys so much for watching my video today. Make sure you guys go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, give it a like, give it a comment. All right, share it with a friend. Thank you so much for joining me and watching my video, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye guys. Mwah.